May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I talked to mental health coach Jake Wade, who learned that art has been a key part of his recovery process, and he's now using that to help others. And we're finding out all sorts of ways that people cope with some of the problems that they may have had for years. You have a really interesting method, and that involves art. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, my journey started about 3 years ago when I personally had a severe psychotic episode and landed in a psych ward here locally. And I started to do the steps, the traditional steps. I got the right medication balance. That took a while. I started going to one-on-one therapy. I went to group therapy, a lot of group therapy. And then I started exercising and eating, trying to eat healthy. And then a year in, I got a dog. Started walking with my dog. And then I found that I got a tremendous sense of relief and freedom when I started going back to doing what I love to do, which is art and being creative. And it came as an outlet to the things that I couldn't put into words, things like the phases of mania, what it feels like to be dreadfully depressed. The PTSD from being in the psych ward.
If you can kind of explain to me what you were thinking about when you were making these drawings.
The first one is what it feels like to be bombarded with mania. And feels like a million faces. When you're going from mania into psychosis, it feels like the walls of reality are crumbling in. And personally, I was hallucinating. I was hearing voices. And so I sat down and I think I spent, 23 hours drawing this piece called Faces of Mania that has just tremendous amount of faces in all shapes and sizes and forms and emotions. Another one is the depression piece where I'm laying in bed and I've kind of got what I've deemed a dream demon creeping in and cutting off the sunlight coming through the window. And then on the other window, there's nighttime and kind of the night terrors and the dreams there. There's one on perseverance. That one is, if you leave with nothing else today for the viewers that are having a hard time, perseverance and hope, these are the crucibles of mental wellness and recovery. Please don't give up. I was in the worst possible situation, and I know it's subjective, but if I can get through, you can get through. And I want to make a point that self-expression and creativity, I have found, and many other people, and many of my clients, many of my friends have found, is incredibly powerful. There's immense freedom in letting yourself express these emotions, express what you're feeling. I know it's hard to put into words.
For someone who is watching this and they are hearing what you have to say and they're wondering how they can tap into this, how they can find out more information about this kind of therapy, what would you suggest?
I provide free resources on my blog. I try to write a blog post at least a couple times a month. When I'm in good shape, I do it once a week. So there's free resources on my website, jakefordwade.com. I'm also available for one-on-one coaching. And if you don't have that, the resources for that, there's plenty of places. There's NAMI, there's DBSA, the Depression Bipolar Support Alliance. I believe that's nationwide. You can search for it online.
Jake, I'm really glad that we had a chance to have this conversation. This is such an interesting piece of that puzzle, as you say, to making ourselves well. And I hope that you are well.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, Reggie. Thank you for the opportunity. It's an honor and a privilege to spread awareness and to be of assistance. So thank you for having me.
I want to show you some of those resources Jake mentioned during that piece. NAMI is one of them, N-A-M as in Mary I. That's the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And there's DBSA, the Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance. Jake also has an interactive art book that is coming soon. You can learn more about that and his other resources, including some free ones, at jakefordwade.com.